Hello, my name is Frank Kwan. Welcome to a special edition of Schools on Point. This half hour, we'll be talking about the Los Angeles County Office of Education's partnership with the Los Angeles Mission College in preparing our students in the juvenile justice system for college and careers. With me is Dr. Deborah Eduardo, the Los Angeles County Superintendent of Schools. She's the county's chief education official, and through the Los Angeles County Office of Education, serves 80 public school districts and 13 community college districts. Our special guest is Dr. Monty Perez, president of Los Angeles Mission College. He's also a member of the Los Angeles County Board of Education. Also joining us from the County Office of Education is Freddie Salcedo, coordinator for our Career Technical Education Unit, also known as CTE. Now, since our topic today is about partnerships and community colleges, Dr. Eduardo, let me ask you this. How do you see community colleges fitting in terms of the entire educational system for students?
Well, our community colleges are one of the key partners in making sure that our students have access to higher education. In the past, many of our students that took advantage of the community colleges were more of our advanced students, but now we're looking at offering a community college experience to all of our students, even those students that are at risk of dropping out, and exposing them to college as early as possible. I know for me personally, I actually am an alumni of a community college, Los Angeles City College, and for me, it was the pathway to embarking on a future that was positive and allowed me the opportunity to finish my education. So I dropped out of high school after 1 week, and returning to school, the way I did that was to go through a community college. And I started off having to take all of the remedial courses because I hadn't received any credits when I was in high school. And it was the community college that really allowed me to fulfill my dream of finishing school and going on to further my education.
So you know firsthand.
Absolutely.
Well, let me get a little background information because Los Angeles County is home to the nation's largest juvenile justice population and the system itself. The County Office of Education provides specialized instruction and educational services at 13 sites that include juvenile halls, probation camps, treatment centers, and group homes. So we're a major partner now, which is why we have Dr. Perez here, with other agencies and community colleges as well in terms of addressing the needs of our youth in the juvenile justice system. So we've had a long-standing partnership with Los Angeles Mission College, providing our students career technical education opportunities. So again, Dr. Eduardo, this is another piece of that. How important do you think these partnerships are in terms of working with the community colleges?
They're essential. When you go to our schools, our camps and halls, for many of the students that have experienced a lot of difficulty and haven't had the exposure of ever setting foot on a college, this gives them the opportunity early on to take culinary arts courses, to take different courses to expose their interest. And then once we get them to the community college, or once they have that experience of taking an online course, it helps them to realize that they do have the potential to attend college. Many of our students think, oh, I'm not college material. And the truth is they just haven't had the experience and they haven't had the exposure.
Do you think that really opens up some new doors for them, perhaps, some more choices for them to have?
Absolutely. It opens up many opportunities. It gives them the opportunity to go on, to explore what type of subjects they like, and to realize that they are capable and they enjoy it and they want to continue on.
Well, let me direct this to Dr. Perez, because we've been talking about what goes on. From your view, how is this partnership in working with these kind of youth help your goals at Mission College?
Well, tremendously. I know that we're talking about access and higher education and post-secondary, but in today's job market and global economy, post-secondary education is very important. And so this is an opportunity for the community colleges, in this case, LA Mission College, to offer our programs and services to the juvenile justice system, as well as the GAIN program and other programs that the county administers. I've been doing this work for quite some time, and want to make sure that there is a pathway for young people and adults who may have gotten into some kind of trouble in the past, paid their dues, and now want to start have a future. So having said that, we are partnering with our culinary arts program for many years, over 10 years as partner with Scudder and Scott camps, and we provide the culinary arts instruction at the camps. And then when they get out, they come into our AA program or our certificate program, because within a semester or a year you can get a food handler certificate, entry-level certificates, and then on to jobs. So we've been doing that for some time. In fact, we've advised some of the camps around building their own culinary arts program. But beyond that, with the advent, and we'll talk more about it later, with Assembly Bill 288, there's been a whole movement toward concurrent enrollment, dual enrollment. And what that is, it's opened the opportunities for high school students and also students in our high school programs, secondary programs at LACOE, to take college credit classes. The idea behind it is that they build a set of college credits that they can use when they enter into college and be able to leave at a faster rate onto either a transfer or workforce. And then finally, the most, I think, important thing is community colleges have been asked over the last 5 years in particular to do more concentrated work and workforce. We do a very good job of transfer. Every credit the student takes, and I'm sure Dr. Dorado can attest to this, for transfer, the general education goes to the 4-year. But we also have been called upon to provide career technical education opportunities and pathways. So AB 288 has helped us develop pathway programs, college credit programs for the workforce, whether it be information technology, media, culinary arts, biotech. Those opportunities are there now. So, finally, I want to say what's most gratifying about this work is to see those young people's faces. Mm-hmm. I'm a college student. I know I can do this. I passed this class. I can go to college if I want to.
These students some of them have been through a lot. And I think a term we like to use here is they're very resilient, given the opportunities that can be provided to them. And it sounds like the community college are expanding the scope in a sense to be able, through these partnership programs, the CTE programs, to give them those kind of opportunities. Is that how you see it as well?
Oh, absolutely. They are tremendously resilient. And of course, they come with everything that LACOE provides, which is great support services for these students, whether they be foster, whether they got into some kind of trouble as a young person, whether they just took the wrong pathway or dropped out of high school. Bottom line is that the opportunities are there, and we try to be very supportive with them as well in partnership with LACOE. The community college professors we choose, they're passionate and compassionate about this. They understand their role. We work very closely with LA County Probation in terms of making sure that we structure the college classes so the students get maximum benefit. And we've been getting great cooperation from the probation department on this. So I really think that if we all come together and provide the support services necessary and encouragement, when they leave, they have a place to go, not only in terms of the community, but they have a college that they live by, that they can say, I can go to that college, walk in those doors, I'm admitted, I get priority registration, I'm going to get my degree.
This is all about career technical education. We call it CTE. So let me ask Freddie, how is this partnership, in your view, because you're close to the program, how has it really helped our students?
To reiterate what was shared earlier, for a vast majority of our students, this is their first exposure to college within our school. So when you think about it, a lot of these students have not gotten the opportunity to be exposed to that level of rigor at times as far as what they've been exposed to through their educational career thus far. So it's definitely something that helps them when it comes to building their self-confidence, when it comes to just knowing that they're in a college course. Within our culinary CTE pathway program, they learn food service industry skills. They also earn food safety and sanitation certification. This past year, we had over 84% of the students start and complete the actual programs. So that's a testament just to the interest, but not only that, the resilience as far as starting the course, being exposed to it, and completing. And last but not least, as part of the Mission College partnership, their outreach unit has definitely done an excellent job as far as exposing students and adding that support services when it comes beyond the actual program, which they definitely need. It's crucial as far as just adding more resources.
Let me ask you a follow-up question because I heard the term certification. What does that mean, and how could that be an advantage for students?
With all of our CTE programs, one of the major components and goal is always to include what we call an industry-recognized certification. As it relates to the hospitality industry, one of the certifications is for students to get their food handler's card in safety and sanitation as it relates to the food industry. When a student gets that, not only does it add to their identity, to their self-confidence as far as adding to their resume, but it gives them a leg up when it comes to the job market. As you can imagine, it's very competitive out there. The hospitality industry is definitely one of the ones that's the largest. And for entry-level employment for our students, it gives them that advantage as far as competing in the workforce.
It sounds to me like this is very much geared to real-world type of preparation. Could you get a bit more into that in terms of how this practically offers them those kind of skill sets so they can go out and get a job, start their careers?
Yes, the experiences that come to mind has to do with our Road to Success Academy student exhibitions. These are events where we invite guests from the outside business stakeholders, parents, community partners, colleges, etc. But this is an opportunity for our students to plan, to prepare the actual food, and to actually cater the entire event. So as you can imagine, they really get into it when it comes to demonstrating their skill sets. You can just see their confidence build. We also provide them appropriate attire as it relates to the industry. They have their chef coats, they have the appropriate safety and sanitation gear on as far as the gloves and the hairnets and so forth. And you can literally see them transform from prior to the event to the day of, where they're communicating and articulating what they've learned and demonstrating it for all of us.
You know, I've had that opportunity because I know that, in fact, from Mission College catered an event that we had a meeting at, and the students were confident. You know, they're friendly. They came up. They asked, "How are you doing?" I thought this is really very professional. We talked about that light that kind of goes on. Dr. Perez, have you seen that too? I think you mentioned that.
Absolutely, and my hat's off to our culinary arts faculty because we do a very real-world hands-on training. All of our courses are what we call stackable. So if you get a one-semester food handlers or a 1 year, another certification in pastry or something, it all goes toward an AA degree if you want that, as well as immediately get into the industry. We teach them protocol, behavior at hospitality, besides learning how to be cooks. And this is not like a food management program where you're just learning how to do line cooking. We provide them the opportunity to be chefs, start their own businesses, do their own food trucks. We give them business courses too, because they're really going to learn high-end things too, not just the day-to-day. And many of them love pastries, so they go into the bakeries, they do pastry.
I do too.
Yeah, I love pastries. And yesterday we had a group of folks from American Red Cross come, and the students prepared the food. It was top-notch. And the executives from American Red Cross were saying, gosh, this is just so professional. And to see these young people convert into that kind of professionalism in the industry is just exuberant and heartwarming.
It sounds like it's almost a career ladder.
It is.
Because it says not just a cook, but actually you can keep going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can keep going in the industry. We've had young people, and I'm familiar with that. Road to Success was a great triumph. But we've have young people go work for television industry, movie sets, getting all kinds of different jobs. Culinary isn't just restaurants and hotels and as well as other venues. There's the entertainment industry hires them, corporations hire them to cook for their employees. There's just so many other areas that go with culinary arts, in addition to their own private business if they want to do that.
I'm going to ask Dr. Eduardo this in the sense of trying to prepare all of our students. I mean, we know the vast majority are going through the system, but what we're talking about here is all students be given that same kind of opportunity to be able to show what they can do. Do you see that as part of our overall goal, as part of the County Office of Education?
Absolutely. So what we want to do is we want to have that type of open communication with students and assess their needs and their goals and determine to help them figure out what's the best path for them. And some students may want to go to try to get into a four-year college. Some get this idea that they want to work and they don't want to go to school. But through counseling, through talking with them and helping them to understand what some of their options are, many students are choosing to go to college. And I think one of the things that we really haven't talked about here is many people don't realize that you can go to a community college for free, that it isn't actually costing them a lot of money. And so sometimes when I talk to students or to parents, they'll say, well, yeah, college sounds kind of interesting, but we can't afford to do that. And I think it's really important that we let people know that there are so many opportunities for our youth that are coming out of high school or that are still in high school to take these college courses at no cost to them.
That's a pretty critical point, especially since I think you mentioned this a bit earlier, Dr. Perez, about dual enrollment.
Yeah.
Because you say they can actually move toward an AA degree then. Do you want to
Correct.
explain a bit more?
Yeah, 2 years ago, Assemblyman Chris Holden did Assembly Bill 288, which opened up the collaboration between high schools, K-12, and community colleges to provide college classes for 9, 10, 11, 12 graders. So we've been working with LACOE in some of the camps to provide that. In fact, we're doing some college classes for Administration of Justice right now in McAuliffe, and counseling class, all credit-bearing classes. The idea behind it is to encourage young people to start taking these college classes. They're free. They don't have to pay for them, and they can take them at the high school. So we work out an agreement with the high school on their daily schedule of how that works, and we go and provide 3 units of whether it be sociology, history, many of the courses, ethnic studies. We teach Spanish for the foreign language requirement, and Italian and other languages. So we are opening up the high schools to helping young people get their foot in the door so that when they're ready to come to LA Mission or another community college, they have 12, 18, 24 units, and it takes 60 units to get an AA degree, so they're halfway there, which means they save money. The other thing is that we are starting this year, LA Unified and LACCD, Community College District, free tuition the first year. So the college tuition will be free. Now, currently, we already have a state program called the Board of Governors, and if you meet the income criteria, you don't have to pay any tuition. Our tuition is $46 a unit, and even that is pretty good. And so all your tuition is paid for. It's free. The only thing you need to think about when you go to the college is your textbooks, and we're looking for ways to fund that as well. But I think it's an excellent point. And, of course, we have financial aid available to our students if there's need for housing and transportation and child care, those kind of expenses. But absolutely, I think community colleges are a great, great bargain because you can get excellent education and you can go on to a four-year university or to a very good career job.
I think Dr. Eduardo is living proof of that.
Yeah,
I would say.
I was just at one of our schools a couple of days ago, and I ran into a young man who was telling me that he's taking a class online through Mission College, and he just lit up when he was talking about it, and he said that he never thought he could take a college course, but that it was hard, it was difficult, but it was challenging, but that he could do it. So I think having this opportunity, having this partnership, and allowing our students to have that type of exposure and to learn for themselves that they are college material,
That they can be capable.
and that they are totally capable, and it's amazing to see how excited they get about learning.
Let me talk about something else now. It's called Greater Avenues for Independence, or the GAIN program, also another big partner with Mission College. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure, and I think Freddie can chime in as well. We're really proud of that program, and my hat's off to, again, my culinary faculty and staff. We partner every year with the GAIN program, which is a program LACOE administers. These are individuals that are parents looking to get the job skills they need to get into the world of work. We do provide them the semester-long certificate program for food handlers. They do great, and we don't dummy down the curriculum. We give them the same curriculum we give all of our students. So they're learning from day one what it takes to be in a kitchen, what it takes to get food out in 2 hours for a catering event. It's not just about the craft of cooking and learning how to use your tools, but it's also teamwork. It's also how to work under pressure and how to present something that is just beautiful. Behind the scenes, nobody knows all what you went through to do it, but when it comes out, it's tremendous. So it's a great learning experience. And Freddie had said earlier, 84% passed. And I go to their graduations. They're so proud and happy. And they're wearing their chef hats and their coats, and with confidence that they have something now that's marketable. They could go to a place and say, hey, I came from Mission College. I got the certificate. I have done this. And here's my references, whatever it takes. So yes, it's a tremendous program, and I want to continue to expand that.
It's again based on that real world kind of
Real world.
experience that they can get through that. Freddie, do you have any other examples of how GAIN works pretty well in terms of this partnership?
Yes, the major component that comes out of our GAIN program is their overarching goal is the economic self-sufficiency through gainful employment. So when you think about that, when you think about the students, the youth, the adults that are being serviced as far as not only the classes and the actual courses, but also all of the extracurricular support services that come with it. I'm very familiar with Mission College as far as student support services being provided after the program has ended to ensure that they matriculate through the college. So it doesn't start and end just with the actual program. A lot of our students have received specialized services. For example, there's tutoring, there's interpretation available for all the participants in multiple language, Farsi, Spanish, Armenian. There's what they call a refugee education program as well. Again, to target those populations so that we can have assurance that they have all the support services needed so that they can continue on the pathway. A lot of our participants also end up working in well-known restaurants. Like in Hollywood, Catch 56 is one of them. Through NBC Universal Entertainment is another one. One student in particular, Maria Yanes, she in particular works for the Patina Group. She ended up being part of the catering group for the Grammys award ceremony recently. So when you think as far as what they're being exposed to, what they're learning, and where they're ending up, it's definitely something to attribute as far as the success of our partnership.
It's the career thing you were talking about before.
Yes,
right? That
indeed.
this can really lead to some successful careers. Freddie, where do we go from here? How do we build on this partnership? What are we looking to do?
So as you've heard, our partnership with Mission College is definitely a model program. We've enjoyed having it for at least 10 years, last time I checked. And when it comes to just partnering with post-secondary, we like to use that as the model. Just recently, we were in discussions as far as planning discussions with East LA College because we want to use that framework and template to also expand to our county community schools, in particular Mujeres y Hombres Nobles, CCS, here in Monterey Park. They're in a prime position to partner with East LA College. And we have a health careers pathway program, and they also have a health occupations pipeline program that we're looking to implement as early as spring as 2017 with courses such as the counseling, the introduction to college, and then from there moving into actual health careers occupations. But in addition to that, we're also looking at exposing our staff to the great opportunities that we have out there. Within the LA Community College District, there's 9 colleges. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy when it comes to not being aware of what's in our backyard. And what we're working on right now too is also a collaborative where we're bringing our support staff, in particular our counselors and administrators, to the actual college campuses so that they can see the new Culinary Arts Institute that's at Mission College, so that they can see the new CTE program that's at LA Southwest College, for example. So we're working on expanding that as far as general exposure and outreach. So more to come on that. We're excited about that.
let me ask this to Dr. Perez, because we talked briefly before about this AB 288. It's called the College and Career Access Pathways Act. Do you see that really facilitating, making it a lot easier now when we talk about increasing the amounts of partnerships that we're looking at today?
Absolutely, and I think there's been a real movement in the state and the nation around the connection between secondary and post-secondary, facilitating that seamless connection. The AB 288 Career College Pathways is strengthening that, where we currently have now with some of our high school biotech pathway, information technology pathway, media and digital media pathway. So those are really developing and are being established, and so that's one piece. The other is that we're getting dollars, both K-12 and us, around strong workforce. Those dollars are going to be spent on those kind of activities, the concurrent enrollment and pathway programs. So there's a real interest to how do we connect it. The other thing I wanted to mention with regard to the earlier question with Freddie, is how do we expand on, build on this, is LA Mission College also administers the weekend college. This is a distance ed college effort where you can get online. I think this young man probably took that online course, and then on the weekend you get instruction. That's what we're doing with the Administration of Justice class at McAuliffe. During the week, they're able to access the material. You can do it through either cable television or online. And then on the weekend, our professor goes out to the camp and does the reaffirmation. It's an 8-week effort. Well, we administer for all of LA County, for the district. So we can build on getting other community colleges involved. We can build on, we can provide it because we're serving all of LA County. And so I'm very interested, and I really want to thank Freddie and Dr. Dorado for this notion. The whole reason why Mission got involved in this was to be a model. In fact, next week I got people coming from Northern California to talk about this. How do you do this? How does it work? How do you work with county office education or with probation? And so we want to be able to be of assistance to other colleges and other districts and other county jurisdictions, educational jurisdictions, because this is the only way that we're going to address this issue of equality and opportunity. We can't just send them off to a place where they're in detention for 6 months. We need to provide them opportunities so that they can build their lives. And so to me, I'm just excited that we can provide that service.
Dr. Eduardo, any final thoughts?
I just want to add that, yes, it's very exciting, and we are very fortunate to have Dr. Perez, who serves on our LA County Board, who's so committed not only to making sure students have access to going on to a community college, but participating in early education and looking throughout to make sure that all students have an opportunity to get a quality education. This is what we need. We have in LA, I think I heard a statistics, one in 5 youth ages 16 to 24 out of school or out of work, both. So we have a lot of young people that for whatever reason are disengaged, sitting at home and don't have a lot going on and are more likely to get into trouble by having nothing
to do,
positive going on in their lives. And having this pathway and being able to get them to understand that they can go to a community college, that there are opportunities, that it doesn't have to cost them a lot of money, and there are support services in place. There are counselors and many other people that want them to succeed. We're very, very blessed to have this type of program, and Dr. Perez has been an excellent model in getting this out.
Well, there's obviously a lot more we could talk about, but we have come to the end of our program. So this show is brought to you by the Los Angeles County Office of Education, a public agency dedicated to serving students, supporting communities, and leading educators. For questions, comments, or suggestions, you can email us at communications@lacoe.edu. On behalf of the Los Angeles County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Deborah Eduardo, and our special guests, Dr. Monty Perez and Freddie Salcedo, I'm Frank Juan. Until our next Schools on Point, thank you for joining us.